welcome back. This is part 202. This section is actually going to be on the creation of a vault view. This series is based on creating vault views for machines that don't have SOLIDWORKS or don't need SOLIDWORKS on them. But this video, the second part video, is actually good for either systems that have SOLIDWORKS on it or systems that don't need SOLIDWORKS installed on it. Alright, so let's go and get started here. As there are a couple of different ways of doing the view setup creation here, or vault view creation. We're going to be focused on the one using the view setup utility. So we're going to go down to the Windows Start menu, and we're going to go into the, we're going to scroll down to the SOLIDWORKS PDM folder. Within SOLIDWORKS PDM, we're going to go and grab the view setup utility or view setup program. And as our little GoEngineer here is telling us that you may actually need Windows admin rights to use the SOLIDWORKS setup tool. So we're going to hit next on this first screen there. And then on the second screen, most of the time you'll actually have the server name broadcasted to you via port 3030 on UDP. That's more for the tech guys. So this does allow us to actually go through and type in the name of our PDM server for it to be able to connect. Yeah, so let me go and get my server name typed in here. And we're going to end up getting an error message popping up in the video here in a second. Kind of the reason that I left it in the video is it's a good talking point to kind of bring up the fact that there are certain TCP ports that need to be open both on the client and also on the server to be able to have PDM communicate between the client and the server side. You'll see GoEngineer giving you the port numbers there. Standard ones are 1433 for the PDM Professional, and then also port 3030, that's for PDM Pro and PDM Standard. PDM Standard a lot of the times is on 1434, but you could also have PDM Pro on that 1434 as well. Need to get those opened up on the Windows firewall, or also any antivirus that might be on either the client side or the server side. So definitely check with your IT if you're having any communication problems or if those ports aren't open. Alright, so let's go and reset on the second screen here. So when you come to the second screen, normally when you get to it, you should actually have the server name showing up in the top, or if you have multiple servers, they would all be listed there. So that's what you would normally see. So the first thing we're going to do is go and put a little check mark in here to indicate that we're wanting to connect to that particular server. We're going to accept the license agreement if that does come up. And then from here we're going to go and type in our Windows authentication onto the PDM server. This would be a Windows account, not a PDM account. And this account is just a one-time handshake for the attach access. If you need to add additional accounts onto the PDM server, that would be something that IT would need to get on there, or IT would come and jump on the system to actually create the vault view to be able to put in those credentials. Alright, so I'll go and get my login information in here. So for the attach access onto the PDM server, again, it's the one time. And once we get the login, then you can see that we're connected. Go and hit next, and now we're ready to actually connect to the particular vault, depending on which vault we want to add. If we only have one, you'd only see one in the list here. So I'm going to go and do the PDM Standard Vault, and that's going to be the one that'll have the vault view created here. So we'll hit next again. It's asking for a location of where I want to place it, so I'm going to go and leave it on the C drive, but I could put it on a different drive letter, could put it in a subfolder. I advise not putting it in or on the desktop just because it makes your folder structure too deep. Windows starts having a problem if you put it on the Windows desktop and you get over something like 256 characters or something deep there. So I want to take a moment longer here to talk about the location. If you do have users that have the locations in different drive letters, different folders, that type of thing, PDM is smart enough to reconcile that for the SOLIDWORKS assembly, SOLIDWORKS parts, SOLIDWORKS drawings. But there may be other programs that you have where you're storing files in the PDM Vault, and those may not reconcile them into the correct location. So generally speaking, it is probably a good idea to kind of put everything, or put all Vault views into the same location on everyone's machine. But again, for SOLIDWORKS assemblies, parts, and drawings, PDM is smart enough to update the references relative to the machine that they're on and where the Vault view is at. The second half of this page that we're looking at is the attach type. And this section is actually based off of kind of how many people are going to be logging into this machine. Most of the time we actually want to set up a Vault view so that one Vault view can be used for all users that are logged in to this machine with different Windows accounts. In some companies you may actually want to do a different Vault view for different users that log into an account. And then you would pick the only for me option. But most of the time you're going to be going with the bottom one if it's just you, or if everybody's going to be using the same Vault view. So that's it for this screen. So let's go and move on to the next screen. So we'll go and hit next. This is the review actions, or the last screen of the view setup wizard. So we'll go and hit finish. And here is the login for the PDM Vault. So I'm going to go and use the admin account, but you have to have an account that has permissions to create Vault views to actually log into it the first time. Most of the time like an admin account or something, but then from there, once you do log in, you want to make sure that you log off of the Vault view with this account so that you don't accidentally leave it logged in for the user to start working in the Vault as an admin. So when you hit the login button, it's going to connect out to the server. Then most of the time it's going to open up a Windows File Explorer automatically out to the Vault view for you to go through and kind of validate that it did actually connect, but sometimes it doesn't. Another very common thing, especially with Vault views, the first Vault view on a client machine, is these tabs there. So the preview, data card, version tab, those tabs will actually get shoved up to the top of the window. So sometimes they'll actually end up here. We'll drag them down into the middle, and then we'll just go through and validate that our Vault view looks correct, and then we'll log off as admin. The logging out as admin, we'll go down to the lower right hand corner there near the time clock. We'll go and up arrow. We'll come to our PDM blueberry, so a blue circle with white arrows. Go and right click, log off, log out of the Vault, so we're not logged in as admin. This way the next time that they go to log in, it'll prompt them for their user account if they're PDM standard. We're using a PDM count. If they're on PDM Pro, it might also auto-log them in. So the last thing I'm going to leave you with, we're going back to the Windows Start menu, coming down to the SOLIDWORKS PDM folder. You'll see that the SOLIDWORKS administration program is actually still loaded or installed on the system. And that gets loaded onto every PDM client. Even if you're not a PDM administrator, it would also still be one of those things that gets loaded. If I'm not an admin and I log into the administration program as a user account, the only thing it's going to allow me to do is actually change my user or my PDM user password. If I have my PDM Professional linked to my Windows login, then I would actually just change my Windows login to change my PDM login. Alright, we're going to end this two-part series here on PDM Vault View creation for machines without SOLIDWORKS.